I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hello,
What's up,
you guys. Yes, we are going to be talking about breakthroughs with Owen and TK. And then, did Michelle find a clue to her sister's disappearance? We're going to get right into that. We're going to be talking about Season 1, Episode 4, Act of God, okay, for 911 Lone Star. I am your host, Ebone Chatman, and this is my beautiful co-host, my 911 phenomenon super fan, Porchia Carter.
Hey, y'all.
Yes.
How y'all doing?
Yes. So, Porchia, tell me, what are your overall thoughts of the episode?
Be
honest.
It didn't have nothing to do with acts of God.
Right.
You know how, like, I hate to be that person that compares the shows. But I got to do it. So, 911, the original 911, every title of the episode that they have, the whole episode, like, coincides with the title of the episode. This one, however, the only time we even get a mention of any acts of God is whenever Judd and Grace are arguing about it, or if he's picking a fight about it, because he did pick a fight with, well, not really a fight, but like a little disagreement with Marjan about it. But other than that, it was just like, okay, what y'all on? And granted, they probably tried to tie in, the grand scheme of things that happen, as in like miracles or divine divine intervention.
Right. And I was just going to say, like, so did you not think that none of the 911 calls also gave that act of God, or you kind of like, well, this is like what you normally do on every episode?
Yeah, no. Okay. It was just like a normal thing. Like, it wasn't nothing to me was like, okay, this is an act of God. I didn't quite understand why they named it that,
Okay, yeah. So you weren't getting that connection fully.
No.
Yeah, so maybe they weren't talking about it enough, or what do you think that maybe they could have done a little bit different to maybe give you that sense?
I think it definitely could have been highlighted in the rescues and the 911 calls. It could have been highlighted in such a way where we're like, okay, this was a divine intervention. This is an act of God. Like, think about it. The calls were a lady got caught up in a tornado. Her car gets stuck upside down.
Right.
Okay. Then the guy who gets stuck in the safe. Okay.
Yeah, that one was weird.
Like, and then, I mean, I guess you can try to equate it with the father, but that really wasn't it either, because anybody running on adrenaline is going to, save what they love. And this has been shown in tons of 911 episodes. Like, people have adrenaline rushes. Like, even if something has happened to them, they're going to make sure they people good first, and then they're going to tap out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was just like, I don't get it.
Yeah, you weren't getting the connection. So maybe we needed a little bit more spice, a little bit more mention of the word God, maybe more something like you said to highlight it more, to be like, okay, like, oh, what a miracle, or something like that, so that we feel like we were understanding the title of the episode. I get that. I mean, I think my overall thoughts would kind of be the same. Like, I feel like the episode for me was like, I think the show's great, but I think that I'm missing a little bit of like that extra oomph. Like, maybe it's just like the connection with the characters, which they're all lovely, but I mean, I'm looking for something to like that's holding me. And so I don't know if I'm getting that with this series, but like, maybe we're only 4 episodes in, so maybe there'll be something else that'll really get us. No,
I'll just keep my comments to myself on that one.
She's done. She said, listen, we're going to move on to the next question. Okay. So Judd struggles with the idea of God, right? So we were talking about the act of God, so we'll bring it back to that. Or even, going to church with his wife, he struggles with that, just the idea, right? He kind of even makes the joke, like, I do acts of God all day long, every day. That's my job, right? Right? That's what he said.
Yeah.
But did you kind of think it was sweet the way he kind of came around at the end?
I thought it was cheesy.
I'm sorry. She ain't giving them no types of credit whatsoever.
No, okay, hold on.
I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute.
It was cute.
My thing is, okay, what would you do if your man was struggling and believing in God or going to church, any of that?
I feel like I'm always dragging my man to the Lord because I swear, I be wanting to meet, a God-filled man, like, somebody who has the fear of the Lord in them, because I got the fear of the Lord in me.
Right.
So I be wanting to do that. However, I always meet men that I have to, like, come on to Jesus. Come to church with me. Come on, let's pray. Let's go to Bible study. Like, get some scripture in you.
Right. Well, you have a very similar situation.
Right. So that's why I'm just like, it was cheesy because a lot of my relationships have ended because of that.
Oh, really? So they don't ever come around?
Yeah, like
they don't ever come around.
I mean, if they do, it's on their own terms, and by that time, I had already done gave up. All right.
She said, "Listen, you took too long to get to the Lord. The Lord didn't save you fast enough. I'm gonna have to move on."
No,
okay?
and it wasn't even that. My thing is, like, the argument wasn't even. It wasn't even like, I guess, profound enough for him to be like, I ain't going to church no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just weird for me. It was just weird for him to, like, come around at the end, like, you know what? I should have been here because I saw da-da-da-da. Granted, I get it. If you are in a traumatic situation or you see things like right before your eyes that make you wonder, okay, where is God in this? Then you're going to start searching. You're going to start having answers, and then you're going to start wanting to know who God is for yourself. So I give him that. But I just feel like the way that it happened, so quickly at the end of the episode was a little cheesy for me. Had this, prolonged to another episode to where he finally, comes to church and remember, like, in the episode prior, he didn't want to do it. Then, like, I could understand, but just right off the back, that's how y'all end the episode. Him coming to church and everything all peachy good, and now he's going to be a Bible study and some more stuff. That's just like...
Well, this is the thing.
That's cheesy.
Jude has kind of been struggling a little bit, I think, in past episodes with, because his wife is religious, or, I think he has been... They've kind of shown a little bit, like little pieces of him struggling with the idea of church or going to church or believing in God. And so I do kind of like the fact that, he finally did come around and was there for his wife. And I do think when you're in a relationship that, there is a 50-50. And I don't think that Jude doesn't believe in God. I just think he is a firefighter. And so on a daily basis, you're seeing tragedy. So I feel like on that, it's almost like PTSD, which, he has. It becomes kind of like, what is going on? What is life? Like, is this real? Like, is there a God? Somebody save this person. Save this person. Why did this person die? It's like you're constantly questioning things at all times. So I understand his struggle a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad that they brought to the forefront the fact that people do question God when they lose people. His whole standpoint for him not believing in God, or for even just being mad at God for a moment, was watching all of his, 126 co-workers die in that explosion. And he didn't have any understanding for it. He just, like, a lot of them were God-fearing men. And, his wife was just basically like, sometimes stuff just happens.
Right.
Like, stuff just happens. Not everything is, orchestrated by God. Stuff just happens.
I mean, at the end of the day, we are living on the devil's planet, okay? So things gonna go down, all right? Okay. Yeah. They gonna go down. But moving on to Owens, I feel like he was really like the star of the episode, if you ask me. In the beginning, he was talking to Wayne. I know you do not like this man. The one when he's in chemotherapy.
Oh, yeah. Talking
to this older man. And the older man continuously is like giving advice to Owens to be like, oh, like, you're gonna need help. You're gonna need people around you. Did you tell someone yet? Did you go crazy? I kind of like this relationship because I feel like it kind of is giving him someone to talk to, or someone to kind of like bounce ideas off of, or give him guidance in a situation where he has none. What did you think? Because I know you're not a fan of Wayne. So what did you think about that combo?
Yeah, I'm still not a fan.
Still not a fan? Okay, yeah. So what is the issue with Wayne?
There's no issue with Wayne. I just, I don't know. It's just some people, how, like, you got positive people in your life, and you got negative people, then you got people who are just in between. I just don't, it's certain things that I go through in my life can only be tolerated with, I guess, positivity.
So do you feel like he's butting in when he doesn't have a place to butt in?
Yeah. Okay. I just feel like it's not your time.
You're like, this is not your business to tell me what I need to be doing.
And I can't, you know what? I can't really speak too much on it because I don't want to say anything out the way. But yeah, he just, mind yours at this point. Like, you don't know me from dirt.
Yeah. So you're just kind of like, I'm over here dealing with my situation. You're over there. I don't need your advice.
Yeah, and I just hate a feeling where I feel like people push their fears on other people or try to make them do stuff because they feel like it's best for them because that was best for you. But like what's best for you may not be best for me. Like we may have two different sides of the spectrum here. Like So yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny how we're on two different perspectives on that. Because I am enjoying Wayne and you are still not feeling him. So even the second conversation, we're going to push past. Okay. Yeah. We're not into him. So I feel like Owens was doing a lot in this episode as per usual. I feel like he is always trying to push himself to the limit, even though he knows that he has lung cancer and is getting weaker and weaker with the chemotherapy, but continues to push himself, which we see when at the end of the episode when he's like going into the house to save the children. Why do you think that Owens insists on doing absolutely too much?
You know, he gotta go one way.
I know. This whole time we were watching the episode, Porchia was like,
he about to die.
We gotta say goodbye now. I was like, dang, girl.
You know what? I feel like at this point, he gotta go one way, and he don't want the cancer to be what take him out, so he go push the limit on everything else.
But it can't be episode 4. He can't die on episode 4.
He came down episode 4. Like he came down the whole first season. Actually,
that's what I'm saying.
He came down the whole first season.
He has to beat this.
I'm saying, like, you know, if he do die,
no, I cannot even let you put that.
It'll be because he's pushing the limits. Okay,
right, absolutely pushing the limits. But I really think that it's because he feels like he has something to prove still. Like he's kind of like, you know, I'm a macho man. I'm fine. Nothing's wrong with me. And he doesn't want to face reality. And so which he kind of says when he talks to TK, when TK finally finds out about the lung cancer because of the nausea medicine he finds in his dad's office. I thought that was a really cute heart-to-heart moment when they kind of came together and were like, yeah, I got you. I'm going to support you. But Owens does tell him, like, yeah, I didn't want to tell you because I didn't want to see the fear in your eye and, you know, make it real for me, which is so true. Have you ever been in a situation where you were kind of like nervous to tell somebody something because you almost didn't want to believe it yourself?
No.
No? You just face things head on all the time? You're just real straight to the point?
No. Maybe I was disagreeing with the reasoning.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't address something because I just feel like that's going to take something far left for them, and I just don't got time.
And that's how he felt. He felt like his son was going to spiral.
But he equated it to him having like grief and fear.
But I think it was like a cover up because TK kind of was like, you think I'm weak. You think I can't handle it. And I think in that moment he kind of felt bad and was like, because low-key that is the reason why he didn't tell him. He didn't tell him because he did think that his son couldn't handle it.
He didn't say that. He said because he didn't want to see the looks of fear and grief in his eyes because
in this episode
he wouldn't be able to handle it.
Right. I mean, that's what he said in this episode. But I was getting
he thinks TK weak?
I was getting a whole different vibe when he first found out. Like in the first the first couple of episodes, my vibe was that like he didn't want to tell his son because he felt like he said he has a lot going on right now. And he felt like he was fragile because he had just broken up with his boyfriend. And there was like, you know, he was feeling sensitive. So he was like, I don't want to put him through this right now.
Well, yeah. So I guess that just means he just lied to TK then. Because he made it seem so real. Like that's, you know, what was going on. That was his fear of why he didn't tell him. And then when TK looked him in his eyes and was like, you know, you don't see no grief or fear because I have faith that you're going to beat this thing, then that's when I was just like, oh, wow. Like, all he had to do was tell him, and here we are, you know, kumbaya.
Right.
But, yeah, I didn't think he felt like he was too weak for that.
No? Okay. Yeah. Because I don't know. I just was getting that vibe. Please let us know what you guys think in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and comment. We thank you so much for making us the ESPN of TV talk. We love to talk about our opinions and all the shows. We have dramas, we have reality, we have everything. So anything that you're watching, so are we. So please like, subscribe, and comment and let us know. And if you are too busy to watch us, you can always listen to us on Spotify and on iTunes, and make sure you give us that 5-star rating.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes. So,
I really like TK.
I like him too. I like him too. Yeah, that real heart-to-heart moment. TK's a really sweet boy.
Yeah.
I think that, anyone would be lucky to be, to be his father, for TK to be their son. I think he's sensitive. He definitely has had an issue, but I think people only acquire issues like alcoholism, drugs, when they haven't dealt with a situation from the past. When they are dealing with a lot of emotions that they can't filter through, you find something to kind of like numb it for the moment, and then it builds to become a bigger problem.
Yeah, everybody trying to fill voids.
Yeah.
That's why Grace said, like, in your times of, need the most, that's what God specializes in. He specializes in being there when you need him the most. That's why, you got to be in your word. You got to be on your knees praying.
Right.
Got to be out here, because the minute you start filling voids with other things, especially substances, that stuff hard to break.
It is. And it becomes like a crazy spiral.
Yeah.
Crazy spiral to just, continue to do something that obviously isn't helping. So definitely, keeping close to God, keeping close to the word, staying on a positive note.
Yeah.
If that's not your moment to be, if you don't believe in God, but stay positive, stay around positive people, stay around people that have your best interests at heart.
See, Wayne ain't like that. Okay, let me stop.
You better stop. Wayne is a real, he's a shooter. He's a straight shooter. I'm a ride for Wayne, okay? I'm a ride for him. I like him a lot.
You talk about stay positive. He ain't that.
He is positive. I think he's positive.
Yeah.
He's just telling Owens what to expect. And he's like tongue-in-cheek about it. Like, oh, did you go crazy? And Owens was like, yeah, I went crazy. So it was like they were having a moment. Portia, how do you not see this? Look.
Oh, Kurt.
She over it. Okay. We're gonna move on to Michelle. So Michelle is still looking for clues for her sister. Of course, she is not gonna let this go until she finds some answers. Her mom kind of was like, honey, it's fine. Let the police handle it. If your sister was missing, what would you do? Would you just let the police handle it, or are you going after it?
No. I'm going to try all of my might to find my sister or figure out what happened to her, because obvious, if it's been 3 years, the police ain't did nothing.
Right.
And they ain't gonna do nothing.
Right. They ain't got no extra leads. Right.
365 days times 3.
Right.
You mean to tell me we went to 3 of the 365s and y'all still ain't found her?
Right.
24 hours in a day?
Nothing.
And y'all still ain't found her?
Nothing.
No. I got my hands in it now, because y'all don't know what y'all doing.
Right.
And if it's up to me and I'm getting clues and I'm working my way, then I'm going to keep on pushing.
Right. Okay, so you're Michelle. So even if you have a restraining order from her ex-husband, you're still...
What restraining order?
Oh, Lord. Lord, she about to catch a case. Lord have mercy.
Okay? No, because if you know something, say something. And if I got to roll up on you every day, I will.
Don't play with her sister,
Don't play
y'all.
with my sister.
Don't play with her sister.
None of my sisters.
We ain't got time for that. None of that. None of that.
Don't play about mine, period.
Right? And so the tornado hits, and it becomes kind of like a crazy thing. The whole town is kind of in disarray. Yeah. And mom, calls Michelle over. And the shed in the backyard is still standing, which has all of Iris's items in it. And her mom is kind of like, okay, do you want to go through it? Even though her mom at first was kind of resistant to it. And then she kind of came around to be like, oh, it was standing. This must mean something. Let's go look through it. And then she finds a picture with the blue pickup truck and Iris in the photo with 2 or 3 guys. What did you think about that? Do you think we're finally getting somewhere with this?
She know what these fools look like. She can go, match up some faces, do some identification searches.
But
at this point,
right? Do you think she's gonna take it to the police, or do you think she's gonna?
Of course not. Why would she do that?
Okay.
To do what? No.
I mean, this is a new piece of evidence.
Let's take the police out of the equation.
Oh, we taking them all the way out?
We taking them all the way out of the equation. At this point,
Lord.
Ain't no police about to do nothing.
Even with the new evidence?
No.
Okay. We're done.
I mean, she can hit up her friend, the one who, like TK, what's his name?
Girl.
I forget his name. Okay.
Right. The one, yes, the police officer that's TK's little boo thing.
She can hit up him.
Yeah.
And they can do that, okay?
I think his name is Carlos.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
They can work that out, and they can, She can let him know. He can look up some faces for her. They can do that. But as far as actually taking to the police who's supposed to be on the case, no.
Right.
No.
Yeah, I know.
Do you know what this girl mama said to her?
What she has said?
She looked at her. She said, you don't go on no dates. You don't have no fun. You not spontaneous no more. You don't do nothing. Your whole life is thrown away. That's what she told the girl. And you know why her whole life thrown away? Because she can't find her sister. You know why she can't find her sister? Because the police ain't did nothing. So if she goes to the police, she gonna be still in this same cycle of not doing nothing, not having no dates, not getting laid. Okay,
I'm done.
She gonna be out here struggling if she goes to these police. She gonna be still in this predicament.
So she needs to solve the case on her own.
If she solve it on her own, better chance of getting some.
Okay, damn.
Okay,
all right. We're trying to get you to the man, girl. We're trying to find you a man.
She needs to go on these dates.
Go on these dates.
She needs to have some more fun. She needs to be the lively person her mama remember her as to be.
Okay,
you know?
I feel it. Okay, so we're gonna get her together.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I feel finally like we're having momentum in these episodes. Like, okay, great.
We're doing something. We're getting somewhere.
We're getting somewhere, which is exciting. Like finally we found something. We have a blue truck. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to our special segments.
911, what's your emergency?
Yeah.
Boom. So our 911 emergency in this episode, which I think all of them were pretty crazy, but this one in particular with the kids and the father, Porchia, that was really wild. I mean, we have a tornado, the house crashed, then, the kids are stuck in there. Owen's again doing too much, goes to get them. The house collapsed again. They do get out safely. The dad was freaking out, and then the dad passes out. And then had all these contusions and bruises on his abdomen. I was really surprised. Were you surprised about that?
I knew something was gonna happen.
Did you?
It just kept on unfolding. Like, it was just really weird. First and foremost, I hate cats. So the fact that he lost his life because he went to go get a cat pisses me off.
Right. I feel you.
It pisses me off even more. It makes me hate cats even more. I hate them. Anyway.
I'm allergic to them too, so I feel you. I feel you.
At this point, I need to be. But that's how much I hate them. But yeah, so, yeah. It like kind of kept unfolding with him leaving the tub because he supposed to got his big old butt in the tub too with them.
Right.
Because that would have been an easy save. But, when it was a hard time for them to find them. Then they finally hear a voice. Then they go in. Then the house collapsed. Then they come out. Everything's fine. But they can't leave it like peachy. Everything can't be peachy.
Why not?
Because I don't know. I just felt like
we needed drama.
Nothing has happened in this show yet to make it like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I think that moment had to tug on our emotions and pull us in because that's exactly what it did for us. Because it's like we literally see a father who has so much love for his children that he risked his own life to do whatever pleased them because they wanted him to go get the cat.
But the cat didn't even want to come out.
So then when he finally, they're doing the rescue, he is running off of his natural adrenaline to make sure that his kids make it okay.
Right.
He's not worried about any ruptures he have in his kidneys, anything he got going on in his body.
Right.
He's all bruised up. He hurts, but he can't think about that. Like his adrenaline is focused on make sure my kids are okay, make sure my kids are okay. So then once he have that and he's gone, it's just like I could have saw it coming, but
it was almost like
it
peaceful,
still hurt,
right?
Yeah.
It was sad, but it was almost like peaceful. Like he now knows that his kids are okay, so it was almost like, okay, I can like breathe.
Yeah.
I can kind of let go. However, it was so sad that the kids had to watch that. I mean, you're watching your parent get CPR, check pulses, all the ambulance, paramedics are around him. That's so heavy. As a child, I feel like that's traumatizing. And it's like, where are they going to go? I mean, not that, they showed us that, but I'm like, where are the kids going to go?
I think they live with their mom because at the beginning when they were talking, they were like, are you and mom going to get back together?
Oh, okay.
And I believe they were just visiting him.
Got you. Right. Well, that is one heck of a father visit. Okay,
yeah.
that's really sad.
You go see your daddy and then he dies.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a whole tornado going on and you almost died.
It was really sad. I feel like we needed that though. Like we needed our emotions to be tied in. Like we need to be I don't know. It's just something about the show that's like everything is like on a flat plane.
Right.
And then when we get like bumps and bruises, they only last for like a split second.
Totally.
But this one was like a plunge.
Yeah.
It was a plunge down the hill,
crazy.
Heart drop, belly drop, everything. And I felt like although it hurts and we don't wish this on anybody, we needed that in order to like keep us emotionally tied in.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to predictions. Do you have any predictions for next episode?
Maybe not next episode, but probably long run. I think that Paul and Marjan are going to get together.
What?
Yes.
Now that is a prediction I did not see coming.
No, because remember when he had said something about this black he said something about...
Right, he said something like when they were trying to lower her down to get the lady in the car.
Yeah, he said something slick, and they just always be saying like little slick stuff.
Right, they be cute.
They be a little cute. So
cute.
I feel like they're going to get together. I also think Owens and Michelle are eventually going to get together too. They're going to be like a love interest.
I like them together. I think they'd be so cute. I think she's really loving and caring. So once she gets this whole sister thing out of the way, I think she'll have more time for Owens. But I hope Owens can make it through his cancer so that they can actually have a budding relationship, because one's emotionally unavailable right now and the other one's sick. So it's a little bumpy. It's a lot of bumpy. It's a lot of bumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, wow, your predictions were like, they're blowing my mind, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I did not think Paul and Marjan, I did not think about that at all. But now that you said it, I'm thinking about it hard. I think that's kind of cute. I think it's really cute. You know what? I don't necessarily have any predictions, but I do love to see the love on the show. So like TK and Owens and Judd and Grace and their relationship. So just to see the togetherness of it, that's really what I'm excited to see. And I hope that they can continue us to bring us on this crazy rocky journey, get us more invested into the season. So yeah. Yes, well, you guys, that is going to be it for us tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Porchia, where can we find you on social media?
Thank you guys for watching. You can find me, Porchia Carter, at All Things Porchia Carter.
And you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Ebone Chatman 12. Thank you so much. We'll tune in with you later.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.